I'm Monica, the Purple Box Organizer. In this video, we are going to talk about paper trail, kind of how it comes in and where it goes. And I'm going to show you exactly what I use and where it goes in my household. First off, I want to show you my sticky notes. These are very important to me. I keep them everywhere in my house. I talk a lot about these in my mind dumping video, if you want to check that out. Anytime you have a thought, you stick it on a sticky note, and then you can put it in the respective spot. What I like to do is try to put it in what I call my Dropbox, so that I can attend to it when it needs attending to, when I'm doing my scheduling, when I'm going through paperwork. If it's something that needs attention right away, you'll want to stick it on the front door, so it's something that you remember when you're leaving, or stick it on the calendar, side of the fridge, wherever you stick notes so that you can attend to it, make that call, make that appointment right away, okay? All right, the second is what I already referred to, is the Dropbox. This is the Dropbox in our house. Anything coming in goes in the Dropbox. If you have mail or flyers coming in, sticky notes that you don't need to attend to, stick it in the Dropbox. I would encourage you not to look through your mail, because your brain is going to start processing what you got, what you need to do with it, those bills that need to be paid. Obviously, if there's a bill that needs to be paid right away, go ahead and do that. But most things that come in can sit in the Dropbox until a week from then, or even less than that, when you do your paperwork and your scheduling again, okay? All right, moving on to the third, is what we call the Spendy Box. And this is just a little basket that we got. And this holds our receipts. And we just go through these once a week so that we keep track of our spending and we know in whatever categories we have in our budget where we are in our spending. Okay, the next box I call the Iris box. This I found on Amazon. I'm not an affiliate, just a fan. And it came in a pack of 6. They're just like a plastic file bin, and they're really awesome. I like them, and I've used them for a lot of things. So what I did actually in my office, because I had so many to use, was I put one of these little filers inside of it, and then it can file each of my work notebooks and things that I'm working with. So that helps me just kind of stay organized in my office. So on Amazon, that is called the Iris box, but that's not what I call that one. I actually use one that's a little bit more sturdy for my Iris box. That's what I've named this. This just helps me once I'm going through all my paperwork and bills, whatever I need to attend to, I take care of right away. And if I just need to kind of file it into my husband's responsibilities or mine, or it goes into another category, that's where I put it. So in here, I've put what I call focus files. They're just folders that have envelopes or little pockets on both sides, and then it has this little tab on top. And so all throughout here, I have labeled each one that we use. So there's one for me, one for my husband, one for our taxes, one for things that we need to pay now, which means between now and a week from then, when we do our scheduling, when we do all our bill pay, that's when we'll attend to those. We have one for projects, coupons, and then I have one for each of my kiddos. So if they have a doctor exam, I can put their latest medical papers in there. If my young one has vaccines, I can stick that in there so that there's some kind of reaction, or I need to look at growth info, I have that to grab. The most recent one, I have that to grab, and it's on hand, okay? So that is my Iris box. Going on there, we talked about the focus files that go in there, and you can just get those in packs of 5, packs of 8. I've seen them at Walmart, Amazon, anywhere you can buy office supplies. Just make sure it says that it has the double pocket, or two-sided pocket is what that's called. All right, moving on to what I created when my kids started going to school. I call it the school filer. And in here, they each have a folder, and then I have a main one too. It just keeps info that I need for their schooling, all their passwords, since we're still stuck doing virtual learning here in the state of Washington. Their passwords for getting on to their Zooms, their email that they use for their teacher, and then their other passwords that they use for the other learning platforms that they're on, where they do reading and writing and other virtual lessons that they do. It won't fit inside, but I do keep this next to the school filer in the kitchen. And this is my personal and business notebook that I keep. And in here I have my document, The Boss, that I talk about in another one of my videos. I have my game changers that I also have a video for. I have my sheet that's called Planning for the Next Week, so that on Saturday or Sunday when I'm planning for the next week, I go through each one of those lists. I also have a video for that if you want to look that up. And then I have my daily schedule and then also my agenda that I'm following. So my daily schedule just kind of lists out what I'm doing and about what time I'm supposed to be doing it at. And then my agenda will kind of show me the extra things that I'm doing in that day. So I have obviously feeding the kids, working out, getting ready for the day, all that in there. I obviously do those things, but the times just help me keep on track. And then my agenda helps me to know what extra things I'm doing and trying to accomplish for that day. I do have to say, I feel like this video is going to be all over the place, but just know I never claim to be fancy. I just like to get my information out there. So if you can make it through that, we'll be okay. This is my next one that I put together. I have one of these for each of my boys. Because they're doing virtual learning and the school district has been great about supplying all the papers for their assignments and for art, and that means we get a lot of paper. So just about every other week we go to the school and we have a supply pickup. And so what I did was I categorized each of the things so that they know kind of where to grab it from, and I can easily keep it organized. So they have like an extracurricular, future ready. There's one for reading, science. There's practice homework, writing, art, and math. And then my younger son, who's in first grade, has a section for math games. So this one is just for my fourth grader. It helps him stay organized and he knows where to look for things if he has to do that on his own. All right, I have my stack of legal pads that I use when I'm making my schedule so that I know what projects and things that I've been needing to do can go on my schedule. I kind of look them over. These I have into categories, and I talk about this in my mind dumping video. I have one for business, and clearly I've been writing my plans for you on other places because this is empty. I have one for business, for family, personal, for myself, inside the house, and outside the house. You can also have ones for community or service. Be creative. So follow that video and that will help you with those. But again, those are what I pull for or pull from so that I can fill in my schedule. All right, when you have documents that need to be shredded, a good thing to have is a shredder bin. You can just make it whatever size that you need, whatever color you like. If you want it to have a lid, it could be as simple as just a basket that you toss it in, but make it very clear that those are your items to shred, and make sure anything going in that place is for sure a to be shred item, okay? My parents actually have a nice tote, a little bucket that has a lid. It's perfect. We usually just shred our stuff as it needs to be shredded. I'm looking over here because that's where my shredder is. One of the last things I'm going to show you is called our Enter Basket, and it's just one of these flat, cheapy dollar store baskets that works perfectly for this. Again, I'm not an affiliate for the dollar store, just a little bit of a fan for organizational products that are cheap. This is where we put all the things that need to be filed. So if the bill is paid, if paperwork is finished but we need to save it, some kind of medical paperwork, it goes in the Enter Basket. And after that, the Enter Basket about once a week, maybe every other week, gets emptied out and everything gets filed. We keep everything in a file bin, just one of those ones that has a snap lid and that you could carry. I would love to get to a system where I have just a couple of those big binders, but I'm not quite there yet. So right now we just have our file bin, and it has the files in it, and it has everything labeled and nice and easy to find when we go and we file our items. Hopefully this video was helpful and it helped you just walk through the paper trail of things coming in your home so that you cannot be so overwhelmed with all the paperwork. Hey, if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe below so that you don't miss out on any further videos. I can't wait to see you in the next one.